Shoo. Fucking flies. Hey, and welcome back to Jack's Meat Shack. Today we're going to do some ribs, but we're not going to spend 6 hours doing them low and slow because I just ain't got the time. So I'm going to do hot and fast, 140 degrees on the Kamado Joe Classic 2, salt, some fry light coconut flavour, and grill them for an hour. Then I'm going to glaze them with some peanut butter and jelly glaze that I'm going to make, jam if you're English, jelly if you're American, two different things. So let's see what happens. The ribs were sent to me by Gridiron Meat, and they have an offer on at the minute, 4 kilos of pork ribs for 20 quid. That's brilliant. 4 kilos, so I've got 6 about this sort of size. So what's that? What's 4 kilos divided by 6 in grams? $500, something like that. Got to work quick here because I'm surrounded by flies. So coconut fry light, spray that on to help the salt stick, and then I'm gonna hit it with some hickory salt just to enhance that porky flavour. Repeat on the underside. Don't worry about removing the membrane for this cook. It's actually going to help protect your meat while you're grilling it. This is how I set my kamado up to get it to come to temperature. Bottom door open, top vent as wide as it will go, big block charcoal inside, fire lighter, and man make fire. This is our peanut butter and jam glaze sauce, whatever you want to call it. So start off by mixing all of your ingredients into your cast iron pan and letting them sit aside until you need them, because you want to heat this at the last possible moment. To make your sauce, we mixed a cup of this, a cup of blackcurrant jam, 2 tablespoons of hot sauce, 2 tablespoons apple cider vinegar, and 2 tablespoons water. And then what we're going to do when we need it, we're going to put it on the barbecue, simmer it down until it goes nice and glossy. The barbecue is up to temperature now, so what we're going to do is push the coals about so they're evenly distributed. We don't want like them to bank up on one side. We want to have a nice even layer of heat across the kamado, so we'll spread them out, and then we will just restrict that airflow to keep the temperature constant. 140 degrees Celsius is what we want for this cook. Time to get the ribs on, membrane side down for the first 10 minutes or so. You want to flip these ribs over during the cook so you get even colour on both sides of your ribs. So holding steady at 140 degrees. About 10 minutes in, as you can see, nice bit of smoke coming off the Kamado Joe big block. We just want to turn these over now because they're picking up a little bit of colour on the underneath. We're starting to get a little bit of pullback on those rib bones, which is a good sign. As you can see, we're picking up a nice bit of colour. It's all about rotating these, flipping them. There we go. We're almost nearly there. I'm just going to check these. 1 for temperature, 2 for tenderness. So we're in the sort of higher 70s at the minute. We want to aim for the 90-degree mark, maybe a little bit over. But the most important thing is they're probing quite tender. I'm quite surprised as they've only been on for sort of 45 minutes, but they've picked up loads of colour. Some of that fat's starting to caramelise. We're nearly there. Time to get the sauce on. So we combined all the ingredients into a Lodge cast iron pan, and now it's just a case of getting it on the grill and letting it come up to temp. You don't want it to overcook because there's quite a lot of sugar in this and it could burn. So we're just going to warm it through until it becomes thick and glossy, and then we will use it as you would like a wing sauce to coat the ribs. So the sauce is nearly done. It's nice and thick and it's not sticking to the pan, so I think it's time to take off the ribs. Look at the jiggle on those. So what we're going to do now is just rest these for 5 or 10 minutes, and then I will cut them up into individual portions and I'll show you the next step. Time to cut them up. Really soft. I'm quite surprised for something that's only been on an hour that you'd normally take maybe 4 or 5 hours to cook. These are pretty soft, and look at that smoke ring. Incredible for an hour's cooking time. So as I said, sauce on in a big mixing bowl, and then what we're going to do is give them a good shake. There we go. Obviously I used crunchy peanut butter because then you've got a little bit of texture. You've got some rib, you've got some sweet jammy sauce, and then a little bit of salty peanut. I mean, look at those. Perfect. Hot and fast, peanut butter and jam ribs. I know you shouldn't eat on camera, but they were worth it. Hour at 140, direct heat, good smoke ring, tender, amazing. I'm gonna wash my face. While I wash my face like a dirty raccoon, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. I'll be putting out videos like this every week. See you later.